to my channel. My name is Nikki Ryan and my blog is under the name Foppaholic. If you don't know what a Foppaholic is, it's somebody that's obsessed with food and shopping. So I tend to blog a lot about food and I tend to blog a lot about shopping. So yeah, that's me. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. So what I'm going to be talking about today is quite a controversial topic, and that is the topic of tweaks. So in Slimming World, you might have heard the word tweak, but you might not really understand what it means. So what is a tweak, first of all? Well, a tweak is a misuse of free food. So free foods are given the free food label for various reasons. Satiety, how many calories they've got in, the propensity to fill you up, the satisfying power. So there's loads of reasons why food is free. Now, when you tweak the plan, you're potentially going to damage your weight loss by eating too much of the free food in a form that it wasn't intended to be eaten in. So I'm going to give you an example, and that is one that, oh my god, I used to do it probably about 10 years ago, and that is lemon couscous cake. So I used to make this cake out of loads of couscous, eggs, lemon, and it made quite a big cake, and I'd eat the whole thing because it was free. Now, that isn't even a main meal, that is a dessert, and you could snack on it all day because it's free. But what that means is you're eating way more calories than what was intended. So all you've done is take something like a cake, which has got sins in because of flour, which therefore would probably limit how much you'd eat of it, and replaced it with a free food. That is called tweaking the plan. Now, with tweaks, if you're still losing weight and you're absolutely happy and you do eat them but in a very controlled way and you have it with speed food, whatever, and you're losing weight, and that's fine, you're an adult, it's entirely up to you what you want to do. But the official advice is if you tweak it, then you are actually tweaking the plan and it is going to harm your weight loss. So you've got two choices. You can either try and roughly work out how many sins it would be, which is quite difficult to do, or just don't do it. So if you think about it, would a naturally slim person go and get a load of pasta, bake it, cover it in Marmite and eat it as a crisp instead of a twiglet? No, they wouldn't. Would they make a cake out of couscous? They'd think you were mental. Chickpea cake, that was vile. The thing is, what a lot of people do, they get really creative because they want to eat all these sweet desserts and stuff, but they don't want to use their sins. So they end up thinking of all these wild and wonderful things, which means they can still get their sweet fix and they get so excited about it. But at the end of the day, it's all calories. And it's not going to be as filling as having it with, say for example, couscous, with a nice bit of Cajun chicken and then a load of speed food. That is how it was intended to be eaten, not eaten as a cake. So I'm going to give you some examples, and I've made a list because it's very difficult to remember every single thing that is a tweak. So I'm going to read them out to you now. Some of them you might be aware of, some of them you might not have realised were even tweaks. So don't panic. As I said, if you're losing weight, don't worry too much. If you aren't, this could be why. So, common tweaks then. We've got the half a sin cake or the sin-free roulade. So this is very, very similar to the couscous cake. So this is getting shed loads of eggs, a load of sweetener, whisking it all up and making it into like a roulade, and then putting yogurt in it and fruit in it and then eating the whole thing. Have you ever looked how many calories is in an egg, okay, or how much fat is in an egg? You would normally only eat like 1 or 2 eggs, like maybe as an omelette, or like I have it for breakfast with a load of speed food. That's fine, they're really healthy, they're good fat. But if you were to then eat another 6 on top of that in a cake as a dessert or a snack, that's probably going to hurt your weight loss. So that is one of them. Another one would be having couscous or quinoa as a dessert, breakfast or porridge replacement. Now, I know people do this. So couscous and quinoa, quinoa made up with yogurt or sweetener is considered a tweak. Just because, again, you could eat that in a very large quantity. Whereas if you were eating porridge, that's weighed out. 40 grams of porridge is a healthy extra, so it's a much more limited portion. If you add rice when you're blending soup for filling power, that is going to become a tweak. And I see this one a lot, rice pudding made with diet drinks. Now if you think about it, if you eat a big like main meal and then you go and eat a load of rice pudding made with like cream soda, that's a lot of food, guys. It is a lot of food, and because it's free you might eat more than you would if it was a sinned one. So if you make it with like milk, the amount of milk you can have is limited, so that's fine. There's a recipe in one of the Slimming World books for rice pudding. But yeah, so just be careful with that one. Another one is chickpeas. So chickpeas used as nuts. So that's baking chickpeas in the oven and then eating them all day instead of a nut. Or another one that I have done, and I used to like them, is lasagna crisps. So again, who would bake sheets of lasagna, put salt on them and eat them like a Dorito? Who would do that? Who would do that? We do. So blending Muller light yogurt with milk or water to make a drink, that's definitely a tweak. You're diluting the yogurt and it's going to reduce the time it takes to actually eat it or drink it, and it's going to lose all its filling power. So that's definitely a tweak. Another one that I see done quite a lot is blending macaroni cheese to make a sauce. If you think about it, right, if you're making a lasagna, you've got your meat, you've got your speed food, you've got your pasta sheets, and then you're going to take a 300 calorie tin of macaroni cheese, blend it so it's got no filling power in it whatsoever, and then pour it over your meal. That's like adding a meal to another meal. That's going to harm your weight loss. That is tweaking the plan. Other tweaks would include smash and cottage cheese scones, also the twiglets that I mentioned earlier. Pancakes made from couscous is a tweak. Another popular tweak is smash. So smash being used to coat chicken or thicken gravy or used as a pizza base. That is officially, as per Slimming World, a tweak. The things that aren't tweaks, because also people get sort of like called out and people say, well, isn't that a tweak? There's a lot of things that aren't, so I'm just going to put your mind at rest with that as well. So making like a donut, I don't know if you've ever seen this, you get a wholemeal roll as your healthy extra and you put like jam in the middle and sweeten it. That's not a tweak because it's using your healthy extra, it's using your bread, therefore the amount you're going to eat of it is limited. Also, egg custard. Egg custard, if you make it with 3 eggs, a bit of yogurt, that is considered not a tweak. That is considered a good free food meal because you probably have that with some fruit and you wouldn't necessarily eat the whole thing. Mushy pea curry is not a tweak because it remains in its true form, and it's actually normally eaten with like veg, so you put loads of onions, tomatoes and things like that. Jelly sweets, not a tweak because jelly is sinned. Mushy pea gravy is not a tweak because it would be very, very difficult to overeat gravy. Magic pancakes, so with your 40 grams of porridge, that's not a tweak because it's a healthy extra. This is an interesting one, chickpea dal loaf. Now, that's not considered a tweak because none of the ingredients are blended. Everything's in its true form, so it's going to remain satisfying and it's going to remain filling. Now, with that, as long as you're having it with speed food, because it is free food, then it's fine. It's not considered a tweak. Mashed potato balls. Now, mashed potato mixed with a bit of rice and stock and rolled into a ball is considered not a tweak because the ingredients again are still filling and part of a savoury main meal. But what you've got to consider is these sort of things aren't really designed for snacks, so they need to be eaten with speed food as part of a main meal. Chickpeas in hummus, that's not a tweak. Chickpeas are free in hummus because chickpeas are intended to be used that way. So when eating in hummus, you tend to eat it with loads of crudities, so that's fine. And this one fascinates me. Lasagna sheets to make spring rolls. I would have said that was a tweak. Personally, I would have said it was. But because you're having it with loads of speed food, so you're shoving in all your bean sprouts, your carrots, your Chinese 5 spice, whatever, and you're baking them, in principle, that's no different to eating cannelloni, and cannelloni is free. So that's fair enough, that's fair enough. So if it's eaten as a part of a main meal, and you're not eating trays and trays and trays of them, that's okay. So that is basically it. So with tweaks, if you're not sure, hopefully that's giving you a bit of a clearer picture. Like I said, we're all adults, you know, if you want to eat it, but then if you're not losing weight, be careful. Now the word tweak police is thrown around almost like it's a bit of an insult, like, oh, watch you don't get told off by the tweak police. But what you've got to think of, if it's a consultant that's saying it or another member, all they're trying to do is protect your weight loss, and that's their job. So, you know, don't get mad at anyone if they point out your food as a tweak because they're just trying to help you. So that's my video and I hope that's helped you guys. If it did help you, feel free to share it, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more free videos. Really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching and happy fopping.